a little bit about the weather. We are recording now, so I'm going to turn that little alert off. But good morning, everyone, on this warm day, really across the United States, from what I understand. It is Monday, that you know what that means with Two Sisters. That is Monday Mindset. And that is when we kind of set ourselves and our mind up for the week. Kind of chat about the weekend, but help you prepare for a very successful week. But good morning, everyone. This is Carol Sue, aka Naughty Boss, live from a very warm Vero Beach, about to get my pickleball on with Two
Sistas. Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Janis, aka Wellness Diva 5.0. And yes, it's hot. And in the Northeast here in North Haven, Connecticut, I don't think anybody, well, I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but I don't think as Northeasters we were prepared for just boom, it's going to be 90 degrees, because last weekend it was cold, rainy, and I ended up wearing my winter jammies, extra blankets. So we're trying to adjust to that. We want to make sure before we turn it on, Gary does the, very efficient check of everything, changes the filters. So anyways, it's hot. This hair is going up. I'm just looking for my other hair clips. I don't know what happened to them, but always a bad hair day. It's all good. But hey, Mindset Monday, let's hop right on into it.
Let's do that. And, we often talk about using your planner, set up your appointments, make sure you're on point, knowing, that you try to avert the surprise appointments or the surprise meeting or the surprise whatever you were supposed to do. I had a problem with all that last week just because of the Monday holiday. So we know how mindset can play havoc with that, because you think you're set up for success and then bam, you got to pivot, right? So the whole point of setting up your mindset for a successful week is doing the things that are in your control, which is organization. A lot of people overrate organization. Oh, yeah, I like to, run on the fly. Well, there's certain things I like to do for that. I love to be impromptu for, entertainment and going out and being available to just do whatever. But there are some necessity things that keep me on track and will keep you on track to a successful week. So what do you got going for the week? I tend to try to do them on Sunday, like starting to map out my calendar and or my planner. I try to get everything like that I know that I have to get done. Just like tomorrow, our podcast will not be at 8 a.m. It will be, I believe it's at 10 a.m., right? 10 a.m., 9 a.m.
Yeah, we have a great guest.
We have different guests that come on. So, the times change. But the point being is the more that we're in tune to what we're supposed to do and get that out of the way, the scheduled appointments, put them in your planner. If you have that wall calendar, that big bold calendar in your kitchen, put them on there. Not only a great way, we often talk about color coding with different highlighters. Maybe do one color for the kids' schedule, one color for spouses or your partner's schedule, maybe another color for you. So you kind of know and have a good idea what is going on. And once you map it out, that's when you realize, ooh, I got a conflict. I'm supposed to be at two places at once. That's not happening. So it's a great way so you're not surprised where, I find too often so many times, especially with school age kids, if they're, involved in other things or town sports or whatever, you've got your spouse wanting in the run direction. Maybe they plan to go to the gym. Maybe they had a doctor's appointment or, they're on call. And then you have that other parent saying, well, wait a minute, I've got my mother's group at that time. Who's taking the kids to the field? So it's just a great way to avoid any kind of conflict with the schedule. That's the first thing you do for mindset. Then once you've got that mapped out, great ways to keep your mindset in a positive manner. Now, a lot of people think too much information will put you on overload, which I think we all can agree with that. So pick and choose which things that are important to you this week. This week, I happen to be very in tune to numbers in a varied sense. But that's kind of where my focus is going to be on numbers on just certain areas of my life that I've got to either increase and or decrease. How about you, Jan? What are you doing for, first of all, did you set up your calendar, which I'm sure you did? And, what is the first thing that you do for your mindset to make sure you're kicking off the day on a good level playing field for yourself?
Well, I have to tell you, I know that you last week were off with the days, and I feel, excuse me, I feel like yesterday I'm off with my days because I really, really thought it was Saturday. So I've been, since yesterday when I thought it was Saturday, I'm like triple checking this, triple checking that. But what was interesting was I was in it, and I'm just going to back up a little bit. I was in a meeting with a Facebook group that I moderate, all the moderators. And we were talking about our different businesses, and I noticed, it clicked to me at that time that I now have to update the way I do things. So then I had that, excuse me, I had that feeling that, oh my gosh, I'm ill prepared. So I do blocked timing, which is great. I'm from the legal field. That's how I learned how to schedule my time. That's no longer working for me. So what I've started to do is on my Google Calendar with my planner right next to me. Okay, 4:45 to 5:30 power walk, 5:30, so I don't miss anything. And I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball. I missed a couple things. I caught them in time. So to answer specifically your question, I have to revamp. And once I figured out, okay, this is not the old schedule type of thing, is not working for me. Now I have to schedule time to revamp. And I'm okay with that. I know that sounds kind of weird, but sometimes you really do have to look at how you do things. Is that making you productive? Is it stressing you out? We want to take, the purpose of that is to take the stress out. So with your mindset, you also have to allow for the opportunity to grow and enhance the way you do things.
Right. And it's always evolving, right? Because life evolves, our journey evolves. So like you pointed out, the old way wasn't working. So if you were a person that, was doing maybe the wall calendar, you're finding that's not an optic that is working for you anymore, go to the planner. I like the planner versus a blank calendar because of the time blocks, especially where that you've got a schedule with children's activities, whether it's soccer, baseball, gymnastics, dance, whatever it may be. Obviously, along with appointments, doctor's appointments, maybe things that you're involved with your community. They have scheduled meetings. So that's why for me, purposely, a planner is more purposeful for me in the sense of the day-to-day, because there's a time block. Now, other people still use a calendar, the big calendar, and that's great, where they just kind of pencil in the time. If that works for you, then do it. But if you're finding that, geez, I used to do that, and now I'm finding that I've got so much more busy going on in my day that, the little block on the calendar is not doing it, go to a planner. A lot of people think, well, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Why do I need a planner? You of all people need a planner, and especially a timed one. So a planner is not just for someone that's, the professional working outside the home. Yeah, some people have 2 planners. Some people have a professional planner and their daily planner. I combine them all into one, including my own personal things like grocery lists, things I got to remember, like a to-do list. And what I love about, one of the things I love about my planner, especially on a Monday mindset, but on an everyday mindset, is each day that I go into my planner, there's always a little, saying or something to kind of get your mindset going. I fling my past behind me like a robe. I have outgrown it. Now, how cool is that? So you hear that and you think, I'm really deep, feeling diva-ish. Mm-hmm. Threw that old robe away, my whole past, and bam, I'm a new me. So, planners are not only a good tool, they provide value in the sense of besides organization, they give you some nice quotes that are really good to, for that affirmation, to know that, you're doing things and you're trying to be proactive in making your life less filled with obstacles. Now, it doesn't mean those obstacles are not going to come up. But when they do come up, you're more prepared for it because you say, something came up and you realize, oh, shoot, it's not really a schedule thing, but I know I'm supposed to get to it today. Oh, I've got 2 hours here. I can fit it in. So now you've got that ability to kind of finagle your appointments, or maybe you have, maybe it's something that you plan with your friends or a play date, and you realize, oh, shoot, I forgot to write that one down, and my daughter has a doctor's appointment that day. Hey, can we change the play date around? And if we can't, that's okay. Let's schedule another play date. So there's room for growth for flexibility. And flexibility helps the mindset because then you're not locked in. Now, there's certain things, obviously, that we know you're locked into, like doctor's appointment, things like that. But at the same time, we try to set up ourselves for success, because when we do, that creates a better mindset that you can be the best version of yourself to deal with the obstacle that may occur.
Right. And the other thing with that too is a lot of entrepreneurs have many different email addresses, therefore numerous online calendars. So now they're in that position, like, is it on this calendar? Is it on this calendar? And it can get very confusing and bothersome. There is an app for that. It's called Woven, WOVEN. And actually, I'm thinking about upgrading mine. But the point of that is, yes, we rely so much on our electronic calendars. That is why it's important to always write it down, because, what if you lose power? You can't immediately access what you need to on your computer or, on your mobile devices. And I think too, the other thing with kind of educating ourselves on how we do our, our calendars and stuff is to always double check too what you write down. So it's almost, I don't want to say a fail safe, but it's almost a fail safe. Okay, I've written it down. Is that something that I need to write on the family calendar? Now, we do have a family calendar that hangs up on the loft door. And if Gary has something that he needs to do, he's green and I'm either pink or orange. So he knows, today, June, God, what is today? See, there I go.
The 7th.
If there's something green on the calendar, right. So if there's something that's highlighted in green, whether it may be a doctor's appointment or he's got to do something, at least it's if he can't get to me Janis, what do I got today?
Why do men do that?
Right. And he needs to look at the calendar. He's alerted, because sometimes seeing a specific color.
That is true. And a lot of people are visual learners. They also absorb information visually. So for some people, exactly, a color coded that is related to them is more impactful, because some people don't like pad to pen, paper to pen. They just don't take the time to flip over their calendar to find out what they've got going on, or their planner. So if you have something, and you can buy, I know they're really, really large. You can buy at any office supply store, they have the jumbo calendars that do have some time slots in it. So get a jumbo calendar then. Some people need to see big. Some people's eyesight is not the best. And or like you said, that color alert will alert them, hey, today, this is what I got going on. It's just a great way to keep you organized, to ensure that you've got a great mindset. Now, speaking of mindset, I found another little quote today, actually, for this morning. Let us go singing as far as we got to on the road, and be less, Jesus, I can't even read this, so tiny, and be less tedious. So in other words, be joyful. We don't have to be so focused and I mean, it's good to pay attention to detail, but don't forget to sing along the way, sing along the road, the journey. Find the funnies in your mishaps, because I'm sure there are. I mean, every time you have a mishap. So talking about a mishap, I'm going to kind of turn this around. And mindset that I needed for yesterday, not your favorite subject, so it's okay.
Does it deal with seafood?
It does.
Ooh.
So anywho, a friend of ours at Pickleball has, he's, I think in partners with some, they have a shrimp farm, and he has the best shrimp. So anyone that loves shrimp cocktail, he does an amazing job. Now, the first time I got it from him, he was very kind enough to take off the heads. And yeah. And I was very grateful, but this time I bought like 3 pounds, and he said, oh, I didn't do it. I said, no worries. So I've got to actually double check it, because I'm not sure I even did it right. I think I did, but I'm not 100% right. So of course the shrimp is frozen. So it was frozen fresh. And so you see the actual whole shrimp with the, the little legs, which that's not a big deal. They're almost like little, they remind me of like little toothpicks. So that's not the big deal. But the face part is kind of hard to like really, where do you cut it off from? So I might have gypped just a little bit of shrimp, because I'm like, no, I gotta make sure I get this whole head, because it really is hard to tell. So I'm gonna ask him today if I did it correctly. But for anyone that knows me, that is not my forte. I love shrimp, but I'm not like a fish cleaner, gutter, any of that stuff. I can have no problem with getting fresh fish that has the head already off, and then just, cleaning out the vein. That's no big deal. It's kind of like lobster. Now, lobster I have no problem doing, because it's bigger, so it's easier to manipulate. They were jumbo shrimp, but I'm like, where does the head end? Because you really, when they're kind of frozen and they were starting to get unthawed, you really can't tell. So I deheaded 2 pounds of shrimp, took the little legs off and then cleaned the vein out. They were yummy, but I had to go in there with a very open mindset, because that's not my thing. And I got through it. So I was pretty proud of myself, because it's not something, I'm not sure that I'll ever do it again. I'm going to probably ask him, gee, I will pay even extra just to do that. But I am curious to know whether I did it correctly. Now, I could have YouTubed it, of course, but I did not, because I thought about it after the fact. Well, maybe I should check that up on YouTube, because YouTube is good that way. They do, there's so many great tutorial videos on there. So, but anyways, the shrimp was amazing. I did a cilantro Italian style, which sounds a little weird. Cilantro and Italian seasoning with some olive oil, and I had some fresh cheese, and I did it with linguine. And I was trying to do like this nice presentation, because Mike was visiting, and our son is a chef. So I always try to, he says he always got his talent from me anyways, but I wanted to prepare something a little bit different for him. And he thought it tasted amazing. So I did good.
I'm nauseous now, just saying thank you very much. So I have something about something, and perhaps nothing about nothing. As everyone knows, I've been doing my power walk early in the morning. And this morning, well, actually it started on Friday. You remember that time that we walked across the state of Connecticut? Mm-hmm. By the time we got to, I want to say it was Farmington or Hartford, I don't remember, somewhere in Hartford County. My feet were so swollen. My toes looked like balloons. Well, the right foot again, right? My little piggy toe. Oh my God, that thing has been bothering me. I know, get the violin out. But I've been pushing through it, making sure it's nicely wrapped, because I didn't, of course, the first thought when you're doing something like that is, oh, this hurts, I can't do it. Like, suck it up. I said to myself, suck it up, Buttercup. Let's do this. And it was fine. I wrapped it, but it still hurts.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Yeah, that was a great thing. And I would actually like to venture out and do it again sometime, because it was grueling. But, it was a venture with you, and that made it easier.
Oh, we saw a bank robber. Remember that?
We did. It was
ran right past us. We're like, he's got a bag of money.
I know
Right
we
across
we we had we had a lot of adventures along the way, a lot of roads we really weren't sure where they were going because we were relying on GPS as well because the trail kind of goes in and out of certain areas. But it really was a time to reflect and something that we set out to do and we did it. And I was so grateful that we did. And we took all the safety measures. We had first aid and all of that, and then we would phone the guys and they would meet up with us at certain times to get us to the hotel, where we basically, I think we had like one Prosecco, dinner, and bed. Like we were like zonked. We were like
Oh,
zonked.
yeah.
But it was.
I think I
was
think
a
I
fun
would
adventure.
again, not I'm going to tell you right up front, not walking across the state of Connecticut, but just that nice trail.
Yeah. Oh, the trail was amazing. And there were so many spots that you could start from, and there's so many trails out there. So, I encourage people, what, if you're not one into like huge fitness, go out for a nice trail walk, or every community has them. Even if you got a local park that has a nice way to walk, just do it, get out and get that movement. Make sure you have the right mindset and the right equipment, and look at it from this, even if it's the first time you've ever done it, there's something to say about power walking. Power walking, especially depending on your age, is a better source of fitness than jogging. Jogging is very difficult on your joints and your muscles because of the pounding of the pavement. Fine for somebody that's younger, but when you get up there, you have to be mindful of what your body can do. Yeah, you want to push it to the limit to a certain degree, but you also don't want to push it to the limit where you're going to get, have the possibility of an injury. So we want you to make sure that you kind of, make sure you've got good walking or running sneakers. Make sure that you're hydrated. Always bring, I would say wear a fanny pack, which I guess fanny packs have been making a comeback the last couple of years. But, put that on there, put some first aid cream in there, Band-Aids, whatnot. And then your hydration, and always have a fully charged phone for safety reasons, or sometimes people just like hearing some good music. I like to actually power walk in the silence. This is not a good time of year for me to power walk because what you're experiencing for heat, we're experiencing pretty early on in the morning. And then, of course, with all the energy with pickleball. So with that, what are you going to do for Monday Mindset? Think positive, be organized, and that is going to give you some success for today, which is going to carry all these different attributes of what you're going to learn every day this week with Two Sisters in having a successful week. We've got great things going on this week. Jan, why don't you give an update on what we got going?
We have a guest tomorrow. We have a guest on Wednesday at 9 a.m. who, by the way, spells her name correctly, the same name as me, Janis, Janis. And of course, Friday, get ready to rumble because it's episode number 250. And we have some guests that have been on before. We were hoping to have a guest on who's actually on, I want to say late July or August. Unfortunately, she can't make it, but anyway, she will be part of the Two Sisters family later in the summer. So we have a lot of great things coming up for you all. And as always, on Mindset Monday, especially when it's hot out, check in with your neighbors. If you're going to go run out to the grocery store, especially if you have elderly neighbors, now always is a good time too to check in on them, make sure they have what they need. And on that side note, Mindset Monday, we can't wait to see you tomorrow. Again, we will be on at 10 a.m. and I'm going to close it out now. My name is Janis, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, ever ending bad hair days, and I'm with Two
Sistas. So this is Carol, so aka Naughty Bus, live from Vero Beach. Gonna go get my pickle on, get my fitness, and always, always, always pay it forward, be kind, have that mindset of openness, joy, and paying it forward. Joy for June. Take care, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.